very predictable. Real estate, think of it like this. Stock market's like a little speedboat going through the water. The real estate market is like a giant ocean liner, okay? And so when it turns like plodding along. So we can predict it. Watch this. Oh, before I tell you that though, before I tell you what they say, let me do a little survey in the room. Let me give you 3 choices. You tell me what you think. It's always interesting to see what a group like this thinks. Okay, choice number 1, we're about right here right now, right? Are we about here? Are we about here?
Yeah.
Right now, right? Okay. A little lower?
Yeah.
All right, right here. So the question is, okay, number 1, we've hit bottom now, we're heading back up. Choice 2, another year, 2 years, and then we're heading up. Choice number 3, it's just going to keep going down, down, down like my mom and dad think. Okay, let's do a little survey in the room. Choice number 1, we've hit bottom now, we're heading back up. Paige and me and Esperano and what's your name?
Stacy.
Stacy, okay. Choice number, oh by the way, Wall Street Journal agrees with you. Wall Street Journal says we've hit the bottom, we're heading back up. Choice number 2, another year or 2 years, then we're heading back up. Okay, good. Choice number 3, we're just going to keep going down, down, down. Why are you here? Go buy pork bellies or something. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Actually, what's your name? Dean. I want to see what Dean does. Really, thank you for being honest, by the way. What Dean is doing is very important for us because this is what the majority of people out there think, right? If we did a survey of people in the lobby of the hotel, if they're here legitimately, they would tell us that they think the market's never going to return. What does that mean to us as investors? Incredible opportunity, because most people think like Dean. You see? So that's what we're going to do. Okay, UCLA. They're talking about 2013, and it's 7, is that an 8-year run? Higher than it's ever been before. Everybody see that? Yeah. So what are they looking at? Okay? Get a piece of paper out. Paper and pencil. Anybody need paper? It's how I make money. How about pens? $200. Okay, you got a check?
Yeah, PayPal.
We take PayPal. Or Dan does. And it's just 40 to me, right? Anybody else? Okay, cool. Here we go. I'm going to give you 4. First one is the unemployment rate. Now, how many people have heard of the unemployment rate? Okay, here's what I want you to start looking at. Don't look at the U3. U3 is what they report in the media. Okay? Those are people that are looking for work. Anyone ever heard of the U6? It's like a circle. The U1, the U2 is a bigger, U3 is bigger, U4 is 5, and the U6 is a total amount of people that are not working, including those who are working part-time and those that gave up. How many people have heard of the U6? Anybody? Good, yeah. I want you to start looking at the U6 because that's what's really going to tell us what's going on in terms of recovery. It's put out by the Bureau of Labor Statistics monthly, okay, and right now it's heading down. It was at 18%. It's down to 16.2%. You know why the media doesn't report this? Because we'd go into apoplexy. We would pass out if they told you the truth that the unemployment rate was 16.2%. But it's going in the right direction. The other one I want you to look at is called the Consumer Confidence Index. How many people have heard of that? Good. Also known as consumer spending. All right, put up by the Conference Board. They interview 5,000 families. And you know who does it? It's really interesting. Nielsen, the people that do for TV programs, they check the 5,000 people. They alternate every couple months. And it's a measure of their confidence in the economy. In other words, it's not how much they're spending, but they're asked a survey of questions, and it's how they feel about their spending habits. And it's gone up from 40.9%, imagine how low it was, up to 64.5%. So it's a big jump over the past 3 months. 90 is considered stable. So that was back in 2005, 2006. So we're going in the right direction, but we're still well below where we should be. Third one is affordability index. How many have heard of this? Good. Lynn, I know you've heard of all of these. You only need to raise your hand. Affordability Index. Now, this was put out by the National Association of Realtors. And all the realtors in the room, you should pay attention to this one very closely. It's what a typical family can spend in a region in terms of the median price of a home, then a deduction for a 20% down payment, 80% LTV loan, at current interest rates, what the monthly payment would be, and what that would be based on the average income in that area. So it's an affordability index. If it's increasing, that means homes are more affordable, more sales, right? That's obvious. If it's decreasing, houses are less affordable, less sales. So it's increasing. It's gone from 142 to 170. That's an increasing index. So that also is moving in the right direction. Got it? Hello? Yes, go ahead, fire away.
What's the time span of that increase from 142 to 170?
This is over 3 months, but it's reported monthly by the National Association of Realtors. And if you know anything about them, they're hopelessly optimistic. Okay? But those numbers are definitely in the right direction. Then the fourth one is building permits. How many have heard of this? Yeah, right. This is a tricky one. Also called housing starts. Put out by U.S. Census Bureau on a monthly basis. What I want you to pay attention here, why this is important, because it's a leading economic indicator, because it tells us in advance if permits are being taken out. What's that mean? It means construction is starting, finance is starting, workers are being hired, and Home Depot and Lowe's can get excited because people are going to start going to the stores. Make sense? Good. All right. So those four are what you want to be paying attention to. So don't accept what you read in the media. Look a little bit deeper. Okay? Is that helpful?
Yes.
Is that helpful?
Yes.
Okay. Where are you going to learn this stuff?
Boot camp.
No, you learned it just now. You don't need to worry about the boot camp. All right. So here's the cover of Time Magazine in the future. The reason I have this up right now is because you know in a couple years you're going to start seeing this, right? You know you're going to see this. What I want to do is have you anticipate it. Let's work on it now. Let me take you someplace you have not been. First of all, principle number one. Write this down if you would. We're going to treat these people who are in foreclosure with respect and dignity. Let me hear you on that one. Yes?
Yes.
You know, the books I write are for people who are in foreclosure. They're not for you. The books we give you at the boot camp, we give you 2 workbooks like this. But because I write these kind of books, I'm really concerned about treating these people respectfully, okay? You know, they're with the grace of God go I. So we're not going to take advantage of them, okay? Amen? Amen. All right. Principle 2 is we're going to create a win-win-win situation. It's a win for the homeowner because they're not going to lose their home in foreclosure. It's a win for the lender because they're not going to have to take back another REO. And it's a win for you so you can buy these homes below market, start creating some wealth for yourself. Win-win-win. Got it? Let's now take out a sheet of paper, turn it sideways. I want to show you the foreclosure timeline in California because it's different. They're sitting here, huh? Am I in your way? Just read my things. All right, pick up the whole sheet of paper because we're going to take notes inside of this graph, inside of it, okay? On this line here, put NOD for notice of default. Over here, put TS for trustee sale. The other day, I looked down and somebody was drawing California with the squiggles. That's our logo. You don't need to do that. Okay, let's start. This is the dollar sign, so this is the amount of the loan, and this is time. Got it? Everybody ready? I'm going to review this when it's over. It'll be a test, so make sure you get this right. Okay, let's start with this question. How many payments does a homeowner need to miss before the lender can start the foreclosure? 3. I heard 3. How many people say 3? Wrong. Next? 1. How many people say 1? That sounds really good. You're all wrong too. Anybody else? 2. Wrong. 9. Let me get this straight. You don't have to miss any payments so the lender can start foreclosure?
It seems that way.
Who said 6? Where do you think you are? New York?
One.
No? Okay, let's do it this way. How many people have loans for mortgages right now? Okay. Paige, when's your loan payment due?
Monthly?
Oh my God, yes.
It's on the second.
Does anyone not pay monthly?
The first.
Does anyone not pay, by the way? Let me start with that. I know. When's your payment due?
The first.
Okay. And you have a grace period, right?
5 days.
Oh, you only have 5 days? Who's your bank?
Bank of America.
No, it's 15.
It's longer than that.
She's so good. She
It's
doesn't
5
even
days
know.
without.
That's how good she is. Great. Stand up and take a bow. Give her a round of applause. She doesn't even know. All right. So you have a 15-day grace period. So legally, the lender could start the foreclosure on the 16th day, and in some circumstances that occurs. But I can tell you as a lawyer that no lender is foreclosing that quickly. No one wants to pull the trigger. So they're waiting longer and longer and longer before they start the foreclosure for a lot of different reasons. First of all, their inventory is overflowing. Last year I was telling people it was 5 months, but this year we're already up to 8 months of missed payments. And the news, if you want, you can get this information at dqnews.com, which is data. Okay? So right here to the left of the dollar sign, put 8 months of missed payments. All right? So the lender hires a trustee because it's non-judicial foreclosure. The trustee issues a notice of default and put on that list 1, 2, 3, 4, if you would. Here's what the trustee does 4 things. Number 1, mails a copy to the homeowner. Number 2, records it in the county recorder's office. Number 3, posts it on the property. And number 4, publishes it in a newspaper that nobody reads. Okay? How many seen them posted on the property? They tape it to the front door. Yeah, sometimes they put it on a stake in the front lawn, ribeye. It's like mail, record, post, and publish. MRPP. I needed an acronym to remember that, but I couldn't think of anything. And my little 6-year-old nephew, Danny. Now, Danny's this big. He's this big. He says, Lloyd, I know what it is. So what? He says, I can't tell you. It's dirty. He said, well, okay, whisper. So he whispers. Look. He whispers, Mr. PP. Is that right? Is that right? So here's what we're going to do. This is going to be an X-rated seminar. Because on the count of 3, we're going to yell Mr. PP. You ready? You're going to feel cathartic inside. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Mr. PP! Okay. Step 2 is the reinstatement period. The reinstatement period runs from the notice of default until 5 days before the trustee sale. All right? Make sure there's a gap here of 5 days. That's important. That's a change in the law in California. Okay? Now, during the reinstatement period, I want you to understand and be able to tell the homeowner that the only way they can stop the foreclosure is to make up all the past due payments. Okay? Now, because of some strange rules in California, laws in California, homeowner can typically not make a partial payment. They need to pay the whole amount, whatever that is, in order to stop the foreclosure. But write this down. You, as the investor, if you're in contract with the homeowner, can make a partial payment or no payment and get the lender to stop the foreclosure. Now, where do I teach that? Boot camp! Thank you. Now, notice, on a daily basis, it's getting more and more expensive for the homeowner, which is why they shouldn't wait to get rid of the property. They should sell it to you now rather than wait till later. Why is it increasing on a daily basis? The amount owed.
Interest, penalties.
Interest and penalties. Good. Very good. Okay? Step 3 is notice of trustee sale. About 3/4 of the way down here, draw a new line. Put NOTS for notice of trustee sale. And by the way, for those of you that said 3 months, there's the 3 months that you all know about. But everybody gets that confused. 3 months from the notice of default to the notice of trustee sale. 3 months. And what the notice of trustee sale does is it announces the date, time, and location of the actual trustee sale. And the law, the statute in California, requires it to be at least 21 days in the future. So a non-judicial foreclosure in California is 3 months and 21 days. Got that? 3 months and 21 days. How long is the foreclosure in California?
3 months, 21 days.
Good. Remember that. It's going to be a test question at the end. Wait, let me brush my hair for that last.
I'm going to delete it now.
Thanks a lot. So once again, the notice of trustee sale, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's mailed to the homeowner. Number 2, it's recorded in the county recorder's office. Number 3, it's posted on the property. And number 4, it's published in a newspaper that nobody reads. What's the acronym?
Mr. B.
Oh, let's do that better. 1, 2, 3. What?
Mr.
B. Some people are enjoying saying this. Notice. Okay. Step 4 is the redemption period. Now, the redemption period is that last 5 days before the sale. Notice how the color is all the way to the top. The reason, because now they can no longer reinstate the loan. The only way they can stop the foreclosure is pay off the entire amount of the loan and whatever the arrears are. So here's the interesting thing. If they couldn't reinstate, what percentage of people do you think actually pay that amount the last 5 days to redeem?
0.
Actually, it's not 0. It's less than 1%. Okay? Which is amazing because you're going to get most of your calls once you start doing that. People calling you in the last 5 days. So in boot camp, we'll show you how to deal with those people in the last 5 days. Last year, there was a great example of a celebrity who redeemed in the last 5 days. He had an estate in Bel Air. It was an $8 million loan, and it was a $10 million estate, and he paid it off, the whole $8 million, in the last 5 days. Anyone remember who I'm talking about?
Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon. Very good, Ken. Ken. Very good. Nobody ever gets that. Cousin, I'm going to give you $1 million.
Ooh, all right.
I would give you more, but that's all I have. Give him a round of applause. Man, I can't get people who have $1 million like that all the time. He paid off the loan in the last 5 days. And so he redeemed his property. Do you know who he got the money from?
Donald Trump.
Everybody knows that, but don't know Ed McMahon. Yeah. Donald Trump gave it to him. And then the sad part of that story is he died 4 months later. But he got to be in the house to the very end. It's a great example of redeeming, and there aren't that many, so I like to use it. Okay, cool. That brings us to the trustee sale, which is step 5. How many people have been to a trustee sale? What's your name again? Dean. Dean. When did you go to a trustee sale? Or where?
Santa Barbara.
In Santa Barbara Courthouse?
Yep.
Yeah. And how long ago?
4 months ago?
Did you see me there?
No.
I didn't see you either. But I could hear
It
there.
must have been a week or two apart.
Day or two apart. And did you go to buy or observe?
Observed
And what did you observe?
about 10 people, and 4 or 5 of them there to purchase, and 3 or 4 people from the bank.
Okay. And some were sold then?
I think just one was sold that day.
Yeah. Okay. Ken?
Yes.
Where'd you go?
Trustee sale auction, Santa Barbara.
Santa
You
Barbara?
know, now, come to think of it, were you there?
I saw you.
I have seen you there. Now that
Yeah.
now you
I
said
was trying
that,
not to be you.
I go. I go to their office, so I know.
And so did you go to bid or observe?
Bid.
And how did you do it?
Well, recently I haven't bought anything.
Oh, okay. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Come somebody over here, raise your hand. Yes, what's this, Shannon?
Sharon.
Sharon. See how close it was?
Pretty
Read
close.
it. Sharon Morgan?
Yes.
I guess that was it. Where'd you go?
Ventura County.
Where'd they have it there? In Ventura, in the city of Ventura, up at the courthouse on that second higher street? And what did you observe or to buy?
Observe.
And what did you observe? Tell them what you observed.
The first thing I observed is that the people that were serious buyers that were there to bid were kind of a community among